Good evening. Thank you for joining us here on the news at 10. I'm Shira Matsuzawa. Affordable housing. It's an issue that's often talked about, but recently not something we see enough of. Now a report is shining a light on the housing crisis, and it found Idaho is short more than 24,000 affordable rental units. News Channel 7's Jude Binkley joins us now with what's behind the shortage and what can be done to change it. Jude.
Well, sure, it's not just Idaho, but every state has a shortage of affordable housing, according to that report. It was published by the National Low Income Housing Coalition.
In Idaho, we have a shortage of over 24,000 homes for folks who are extremely low income.
Rabe is the executive director of Jesse Tree, a nonprofit that focuses on preventing evictions in the Treasure Valley by providing financial assistance and services.
Just in the last 2 years, we've seen a 40% rent increase just in the Treasure Valley, which is definitely not sustainable for renters' incomes or budgets.
The National Low Income Housing Coalition study is based on fair market rents. It surveyed the number of affordable and available rental units for people who are extremely low income, making less than 30% of an area's median income.
A lot of challenges around keeping up with growth, especially in urban areas like the Treasure Valley, where so many people are moving here. It's really hard to keep up with demand. There have also been a lot of issues with labor, materials, supplies. Also, inherently, the market tends to create more housing that is not affordable because developers are more likely to create multifamily developments where they can rent at a higher level.
The problem is especially bad in resort cities like Ketchum and Sun Valley, where many rentals are used for Airbnb or second homes.
There's really nowhere for regular working people who live in those cities to go.
The study says that in Idaho, only 42 rental units are affordable and available for every 100 extremely low-income renter household. But that's not as bad as some other states.
I believe Idaho is different because we're not a California or an Oregon or a Washington or other states that have a serious homeless problem yet, because the housing crisis is so new for many of our communities. So I think we have a unique opportunity to be proactive and get ahead of this problem.
Rabe says there's no one easy fix to solve this crisis, but government intervention can help. She believes incentives for developers can encourage them to build more affordable housing units. One option is a housing trust fund.
Essentially, it's financing that developers can access when they're trying to build affordable housing. Because right now, the challenge with creating affordable housing is financing. That's the huge challenge because land is so expensive, materials, labor, supplies, all huge challenges for people to meet the bottom line when they're trying to build affordable housing. So they need a financing gap backfill.
Now, Rabe told me that Boise has actually done better than a lot of other cities to create affordable housing in previous years. But there's still thousands of units short, which means that lower wage workers don't have many options to live within the city limits. Earlier this year, Idaho put $50 million of funding from the American Rescue Plan Act into a workforce housing fund. It'll create about 1,000 units of affordable housing across the state.
All right, very interesting there, Jude. And if you're a renter who's in need of help, of course, Jesse Tree provides emergency rent assistance. To find out how you can apply, just check out KTVB.com.